What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Night Studios, and I know this is kind of a breaking form that I told you guys I probably wasn't doing another update video until the first part of next year, but I had a bit of an epiphany where I decided to change a few things preemptively. Basically, there's going to be quite a few changes coming to the channel. I mentioned them briefly, or at least they were suspicions. Now they're kind of becoming to be more concrete. Because of the upcoming changes to COPA crap, as I like to call it. So I've already done a video on that, so if you're not sure what I'm talking about with the whole COPA thing by now, I'm sure you are. It's been all over YouTube, but if not, you can check out my previous channel update video where I discussed it at length. But the short version is YouTube is changing a lot of their policies in order to comply with some of the new legislation for COPPA. And unfortunately, a lot of that is falling onto the content creators to do so, to comply. And so, as I've mentioned before in my last video, I'll touch on it briefly, but as I mentioned, more than likely, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to have to mark my channel as potentially kid-friendly, right? Because most of my stuff is either middle of the road, it really should be a general audience kind of thing, but also it is video games and things like that, and so there's no, like, heavy profanity or extreme violence other than some of the mature games that I've played and stuff, which, other than some of the violent content, I did actually censor out a lot of the language and things like that, so ultimately, I am concerned in that if I mark anything as not kid-friendly, that the FTC or YouTube or somebody else could basically disagree, which, as you know, with the new COPPA situation, could be bad. So, in effort to basically be a better safe than sorry, I'm going to end up at the first of the year marking my whole channel as kid-friendly. Now, the problem with that is that essentially the way YouTube is doing things is to turn off all of their data collecting algorithm stuff if your content is marked as kid-friendly, which wouldn't be terrible in terms of, I wouldn't be as concerned as far as if it was just the ad revenue, although that would suck. But my concern is more about the fact that we would lose comments, we'll lose the community tab, the ability to have my videos be recommended to new viewers because it won't be able to track their data of who's watching it to recommend it to people. But the biggest concern of mine is that there is a lot of different sources that are saying that we'll also be losing notifications, which means even if you're subscribed to me, even if you ring the bell, I don't know with 100% certainty that you'll be notified, which scares the crap out of me because it's very easy to be like, people just won't think I'm uploading videos. So, while they still are recommending, while they are still notifying, I decided to make a few changes preemptively. So the first thing is I have a new website. It's currently being hosted on sksuyoutube.com. However, I've talked about it for a long time that I hate my current website. It was just a template thing. I actually rebuilt this one. And so I'm actually going to be redirecting sleeplessnightstudios.com to the new website. So all of the existing links, if you click on it on my channel, on Facebook, on Twitter, anything like that, where you see a link to my website, or if that's just your habit and you just go to sleeplessnightstudios.com, it will still redirect you to the newer site. For now, at least. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I wanted to have a lot more of this polished, but unfortunately I'm facing time. Time is my enemy at the moment. So I kind of just had to make do and do what I could to have an infrastructure set up to where I can communicate with the community and you guys can communicate with me outside of YouTube, because right now I am not relying on comments or the community tab or even private messages or anything like that, because I'm not even sure if YouTube has private messages anymore. I heard something about that, but I didn't look into it. So basically, YouTube is not going to work as a communication platform for me and to talk with you guys anymore. So I'm trying to set up some new communication systems to where, if nothing else, you guys can see updates in new videos. or posts or news announcements or whatever without being in the dark. So I have my new webpage, which will have an announcement section on the front homepage where I'm going to be, posting my recent updates and big changes like the new website and all that kind of stuff. But fear not if you don't want to remember the new link or anything. Actually, it was kind of done as a temporary thing, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. So you're going to be redirected to it anyway if you just go to the original sleeplessnightstudios.com. No harm, no foul. Either one will get you there. Otherwise, sksyoutube.com will take you to the same place. But that's going to be my new website. By the time you're seeing this video, I should have done all the redirects and everything, so it should go where it's supposed to go. Now, a couple of caveats with that. One, as I said, my back's against the wall with time, because here's the thing. I wanted to get as much of this content out so that you guys knew where to contact me and where to look for news and things before the first of the year, because as of right now, they're at least still kind of notifying and pushing videos and telling you when I upload things. So I wanted to take advantage of that before that gets cut off at the first of the year and have something already set up. So my back's against the wall a little bit with the holidays coming up and things because I didn't want it to cut into time with family and other things, but it's just something that I had to do. So, like it or not, I was just kind of pressed for time. So with that in mind, the website is not fully responsive. And what I mean by that is if you're on your phone or your tablet, it'll function and it'll look okay, but it won't look great. It's because I was using a template thing that is naturally responsive, but I did custom changes to it, which don't fully adapt. So, but as a friend of mine told me, at least it's better than the site that I have now, which is not responsive, and it doesn't adapt, and it's a terrible webpage. So at least the new one is somewhat responsive. But I am going to be making further updates and tweaks to it in the future to make it look a lot better. But for now, it's at least a marginal improvement, and I'll be updating it regularly when there's more announcements to be made. The second thing, there is a contact page where you can email me with any kind of message or comment or anything you wanted. However, hopefully, and I'm fingers crossed here, that by the time you're seeing this video, I should have fixed the page and it should be working. But I have experienced some technical issues with the contact page at the moment, at the time of this recording. But again, I'm hoping that it'll be fixed by the time you see this video. So you can try that. If you're feeling like maybe I didn't get it, or you haven't heard a response, or you're not sure, or something like that, I have an alternative. I have a brand new Discord server that I've set up. Again, I was a little pressed for time. I've been working on it for a while, but I think it's pretty much squared away. However, I'm not all that familiar with running a Discord server, so I ask you to please bear with me if there are any issues or things that you would expect it to do that most servers do and this one doesn't, because I'm kind of making this up as I go along, because this it just kind of happened suddenly. As far as I've been working on a Discord server, but I was planning to have more time to polish it and really research into how to properly set it up and everything. So it is there. And I recommend that if you have any messages or anything you want to put it in the general text chat tab, there will be a link in the description. There will be a link on the front of the homepage on my new webpage. There's also a link in all of the footers on every page to an invite link to send you to the server. Now, the general text tab of the Discord server, which I kind of assumed would be the root, like that's the first place people are going to go, is unlocked to everybody. So if you have the public link that I posted on my website, or what will be in the description of this video, and I'm going to start trying to post it on Facebook and Discord and all that kind of stuff, on Discord, Facebook and Twitter, sorry, that will be fine. Some of the other areas are role locked, and I did that on purpose because I'm making some of them features to patrons. There's a few tabs that are marked patron only, but there are some that may have some role restrictions that weren't very clearly specified. Again, I apologize for that, but I'm kind of pressed for time, so I was trying to get it as functional as I could without wasting time where you guys wouldn't be notified and wouldn't have time to figure it out. So once everyone starts using Discord and things like that. I'm far more open to feedback and things that you guys can let me know if there's any issues. I can look into trying to fix them. But for now, I'm just trying to get the word out that I have a new Discord server, I have a new website, and that I will be primarily focusing on the Discord server for communication with the community at this point moving forward. I'm not going to be relying on YouTube's comments, messages, community tabs, etc., because they're going away once this takes place in the first of the year, and I mark my channel as kid-friendly. All that's going to be gone, so Discord is going to be the main place to talk to me. My website will be secondary, especially once I am sure that the contact form page and everything is set up and works fine. And once I know it works fine, I will probably make an announcement on the website, so when you first pull up the homepage, if you see something that says contact form page is working fine now, it's fixed, then you'll know. I hope it should be, but anyway, I digress. So please migrate over to the Discord server. Feel free to reach out to me and comment on any changes or ideas you have. I can't guarantee that I will use them if it's just an opinion or something, but if it's something that, well, this is how standard Discord servers are run and I missed it, I will definitely look into it, and I hope you guys can bear with me, but like I said, this is kind of a crunch time thing, so the new website's still kind of under development, but it's functional enough to use. Discord server was as good as it was going to get for now, but if there's new ideas, new things that we want to set up, that's fine. Now, the big thing that I wanted to discuss, and this is probably the thumbnail, I apologize, some people are going to think it's a little clickbaity, it's not. I really was doing that to get people's attention because this is a very critical video that I need every single subscriber or viewer to see this as much as I can. I mean, not everybody will, but I need as many people to see this as possible. So between the new communication system and everything, because if they miss it, they're going to be looking at my YouTube channel and going, where can I comment? Where can I message? Where do I find out what's going on? And no one will know what's going on and everything will kind of implode, which I don't want to happen. So I'm trying to give you guys as many alternatives as I can, but still keep it in a range that I can manage and maintain. Having said that, the big clickbaity kind of thing, if you will, of the title is the shift to Patreon. Now, this is something that I have to put a disclaimer here. I did not really want to do this, but I feel like I have to. I feel like YouTube, with the new COPA regulations and the way that they're handling it, really is not giving me a choice, okay? So bear that in mind. This is not something like, oh, he's just being greedy now and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not really about that. It's just, at the end of the day, as much as I enjoy interacting with you guys and posting content and everything, it is kind of attempting to be a business. I am trying to make this a living, and it hasn't been working well so far. So the whole changes with COPA thing just kind of forced me into action, but it was something I didn't really want to do, but I felt needed to happen. So what am I talking about? Well, as you know, with the stuff with COPA taking effect, the ad revenue and all that's being cut ridiculously because of the lack of personalized ad contents. I was already not making very much off of it as it was. It was not paying the bills and things of that nature. So it was already not doing well, and it'll just be considerably less. Add to that, I have to make my channel kid-friendly to comply with COPA, at least to the best of my knowledge. And with that in mind, now I'm also being not recommended to other people. I'm also losing my interaction with people. And it's just kind of a mess. Like, everything is being kind of restricted, right? So with that in mind, I am probably going to be working on in the background. If you see videos disappear on my channel, do not panic. It's all part of the plan. Because I'm going to be unlisting pretty much all of my videos on YouTube and posting the links to the playlist and some individual videos as I deem necessary on Patreon. I'm going to be doing this for any patron that has $1 or more. So it's not... I hope it doesn't get viewed as anything like a big deal, because I would like to think that most everybody can afford $1 a month, but I know some people can't, and there's, that's just, it is what it is. If you can't, I apologize. And actually, I feel really bad if you can't, because that means you're probably not in a great spot financially, and that sucks. So my heart goes out to you. But I didn't want to do that because I never wanted to put my content really, at least my main content, aside from like my book and other things, I never really wanted to lock things behind a paywall, but YouTube's kind of forcing my hand here because They're cutting what little ad revenue I'm already getting, and now they're not recommending me and other things like that, so I need to supplement it somewhere else if I'm going to keep making content and keep doing things. I don't want to just give up and walk away and say I'm not doing a YouTube channel anymore and all my content's gone, but I have to figure out a way to fix it. So at the moment, I'm going to, by the first of the year, for now it's fine. For now, everything is where it is, but by the first of the year, my intent is to unlist all of my YouTube videos, and I'm going to take the unlisted links and post them on Patreon, but under posts that are accessible to anyone who's a Patreon of $1 or higher. Again, I hope that's not too much to ask, but it's one of those where, quite honestly, and this is kind of how jacked up the ad revenue system is on YouTube already, even before all the COPA and kid-friendly stuff hits. And even if like 100, 200 of you signed up for this and were like, I'll give you $1 a month to watch your stuff, whatever, I would honestly be making more per month doing that than I am right now with YouTube's ad revenue, as it is before all this COPA stuff and kid-friendly thing kicks in, which is crazy. So it's one of those where even if a portion of you are okay with this, I'll actually be in a better situation. The only regret that I have is for those of you that can't, you're not going to be able to get access to the content right now. And again, this is kind of an evolving situation. If we get 2-3 months into the 2020 and YouTube went, oh, we screwed up, we're going to fix this, I may reconsider and I may change how this, but for the information I have right now, for what I'm looking at and the situation as it's being explained, I just kind of felt like this is the best option I have to still make some kind of revenue off of it to where I can supplement and maybe even improve my income and things to where I can make more content and be less concerned. And the other thing, I got thinking about this the other night. You're always so concerned with views, with ad revenue. You have to make sure everyone views it. You know, you have to go with what's popular. If everybody is okay with this and they actually support me with this and you guys follow me over to Patreon more, and then it's up to you guys. Even if it's not a highly viewed video, if all of my Patreons or patrons are like, yeah, we enjoy this content, keep doing it, it wouldn't even break a sweat for me to keep doing it, because it's more about what you guys want, because you're supporting me. It's not YouTube anymore. The ads and the popularity is not supporting me. You guys are. And so in a way, it would actually give me a lot more creative freedom to do what you guys want more of, rather than being restricted to, well, that didn't have a lot of views, so sorry, we're not doing that series anymore. So there's a couple of different avenues that actually I think will make it better, but that's if everybody's okay with it and going along with me on this. And again, as a content creator, I really apologize for forcing that on you. And I know there's some of you out there that are going, dude, it's $1, it's not a big deal. But there are others out there that are watching this going, oh, darn, I'm not going to be able to watch this stuff anymore. And so that's the people that I'm kind of talking to of, I apologize for kind of putting that on you, but I really just didn't feel like they left me any choice because of the way the system is kind of crumbling in a way. That for the most part, if in case it wasn't clear, the act of unlisting the videos and all that stuff, I'm basically going to be using YouTube as a video hosting site. That's the bottom line. Like, I'm basically turning it into, I mean, they're going to be turning off the comments, they're not recommending the videos, yada yada. I mean, everything is basically, you get the video. I mean, I can't even do end screens and stuff with child-friendly content. So it's kind of one of those where, like, all of the features, air quotes, that YouTube is known for won't be there. So it's basically turning into a web hosting for videos like Vimeo or something like that. And in the future, I may end up moving, if everyone supports me on Patreon and they really, and the shift really is successful, I may move over to something like Vimeo if you guys recommend it and you think it's better. I know YouTube has like mobile apps and things that make it easier on multiple different platforms, and I get it. So I don't mind continuing to use them, provided that the option is always there. But if we find that something else would work better, I don't have any problem moving over to something else at the rate they're going. And I may even be doing more Twitch streaming and stuff. That part, I'm going to play it by ear. But for now, these are the changes that I'm making. And I hope you guys are okay with it and not like really bummed out or upset by it because you won't be able to follow over. But again, it felt more like a necessity than just a business choice or something. It was just, I was looking at my options going, this is kind of the best option I have at the moment to maintain doing content, and instead of it just being like a hobby, you know. And it honestly came back to, again, not necessarily the ad revenue part, but more of they're not going to really be supporting the content creators that do these child-friendly things by cutting off all of the recommendations and comments and other, like you're cutting off the lifeline of the community at that point. Um, so anyways, I'm kind of getting into a ramble, but that's the bottom line. So I hope you guys are okay with it, not too upset by it. I hope you can be okay with supporting me and following me over when we shift over to Patreon. Again, you've got a little bit of time to figure it out and decide if you want to do that or not. There is no pressure on you. I'm just saying this is the way it's going to go. If you can't, it's not a hard feeling. I'm not going to feel mad at you. It's just something I got to try. And if it doesn't work, I'll have to try something else. But this is what I've got at the moment. With that in mind, I do hope that you guys can share this video with as many people as you can, as well as Patreon links and things like that if you can. If you know anybody that you think might be interested in it, again, I'm going to have to be doing a little bit more of my own promoting because YouTube's not going to be doing it anymore. So I'm hoping that you guys can help me out there a little bit. For the ones of you that are able to support me and do want to help the channel grow and keep it alive, I hope that you'll be able to recommend it to your friends or family or whatever, share it on social media and things like that. Either this video or the Patreon link directly, whatever you feel, or the Discord channel if you want to copy the invite link from the webpage and stuff and send it to a friend or something in case they want to ask questions and things on a Discord channel. Because, again, the general text channel will be public. There will be a few that are Patreon locked, but a good chunk of them should be open to everyone. And if you run across one that's like a Space Engineers one and you're like, well, that shouldn't be locked to Patreon, and it is, do let me know because I may have missed it. Do it in the general chat or whatever. Just let me know, hey, this one's locked or something, and I will do my best to try and fix it. Again, I may not be on top of everything right away because I am going to be taking a break from some of this once this is active and once these videos are out there and you guys are aware of it. I'll be sharing it a lot and things like that, but I'll probably be taking time with family, so if I don't get to it right away, I will see it eventually. That's something. I will look into it, I will fix it. It just may not be until after the holiday times. The other thing, I didn't have time to do it yet, but there will be a merch store coming close to the first of the year. I don't know how close. It depends on how long it takes me to do all the designs. But I'm going to be doing t-shirts and hoodies and hats and a bunch of other stuff. For the patrons, for those of you that I haven't factored in, I have to look at some of the pricing for the merchandise to begin with. But once I know more about the pricing setup and what everything's going to be marked as, I will basically be adding those in as Patreon rewards. So if you're at XYZ tier, then you may get a free shirt or a free hat or whatever. A lot of it is going to be determined by the price of the merchandise as to how I can do it, efficiently to where I'm still making profits off of it and stuff. But, I do want to give back to you guys for those of you that are supporting me and things like that. And honestly, I've never really pushed my Patreon before because I didn't have a lot of merch or other things to really give. So I'm hoping to really lean into that heavy since I'm going to be shifting more into Patreon. Again, anybody can access all of my videos and the Discord channel and all that stuff for $1. That's bare bones. But when we're talking free merchandise and things like that, that will probably be up into the higher tiers for those of you that are at a higher tier level. And there's a few of you that have been patron supporters of me for a while, even through the sabbatical. And for those of you, you're going to be special cases. When I get the merch store and things set up, I'm going to do special bundles for you guys. I have to figure out how to. Again, I've never run a merch store and stuff before, but so I don't know how to do all the promotional codes and things like that. But eventually I will figure it out. And some of you that have been with me for a while and been on Patreon for a long time, even though there wasn't really any benefit to you, I'm going to do some kind of special founders bundle or something. I don't know, but you guys are going to be getting a different setup, even if you're below certain milestones or tiers, just because you've been with me a long time, even though there wasn't really a lot of benefit. So there will be a merch store coming out first part of the year, and that will affect the Patreon rewards and things like that. I will probably be doing one Space Engineers inspiration video before the end of the year, probably shortly after this video goes up. That one will be going up because I know some of you don't watch just my update videos, and Space Engineers Inspiration is probably my highest viewed series. So I figured I would do one more episode with an intro kind of linking everybody back to this video and stuff. So I'm not really back yet. I still intend to start making more videos at the first of the year. But I wanted to throw that one out there just in case somebody didn't see this, but they watched that series. It would redirect them back over here and they could still see it. So again, I'm not sure how y'all are going to feel about that. At the moment, I still do have comments open, so you are free to comment if you want on this video or on the Space Engineers Inspiration video if you prefer that one. But however, I do encourage you to start using the Discord server just to get in the habit of it, so we're not all relying on YouTube's comments and community tabs for when they're not here in a few weeks. So yeah, I know this is probably going to be a little bit divisive. Hopefully not like, Last Jedi divisive or Death Stranding divisive or something, but I'm hoping that you guys, even if you can't support me, even if you can't follow me over to Patreon, I'm hoping you'll at least be able to see where I'm coming from and not be upset by it. So again, this was not really, some of these decisions were not really something I felt I had a choice in. If I could have, I probably wouldn't have pushed this on you guys, but it's something that I feel like I didn't really have a choice in. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you guys can continue to support me and keep the channel going, because I really don't want to stop doing it. But if YouTube really isn't recommending me and nobody can do everything on the Patreon stuff and things, and all of my video updates and things just aren't getting seen by anybody, I will admit that it would be fairly discouraging to where I'd have to really rethink how to actually market and go after some of this stuff. So with that in mind, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I hope to hear your feedback on the new Discord server, as well as possibly in the comments. And because this should be going out before Christmas time, I hope y'all have a very Merry Christmas, and probably a Happy New Year, because I don't think I'll be posting a video until the New Year. So I hope to have some good feedback from you guys, and hopefully you'll be able to tag along with me as we try and adapt to this ever-changing landscape. But in the meantime, regardless of how you're feeling about the channel changes and everything, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you guys next year. Peace.